All across the globe, countless places are shrouded in mystery, fear, and ghostly legends. Abandoned castles echoing with the cries of the past, ancient fortresses drenched in blood, forgotten forests hiding sorrowful souls, and eerie mansions where whispers are said to drift through the night. These are not just stories told to frighten children. They are chilling accounts passed down through centuries. Many who dared to step inside such places have claimed to encounter the unexplainable, cold, touches in empty rooms, phantom footsteps in deserted halls, and shadows that seem to move on their own. Tonight, we embark on a journey into darkness, uncovering the most haunted locations worldwide, where history and horror are forever intertwined. 1. The Tower of London, England. Standing tall on the banks of the River Thames, the Tower of London is one of the most infamous structures in British history. Built as both a fortress and a prison, it has witnessed centuries of betrayal, torture, and executions. The very stones of its walls seem soaked in blood and sorrow. Among the most well-known spirits is Anne Boleyn, the ill-fated queen of King Henry VIII, beheaded within its grounds. Her ghost is said to wander the corridors, carrying her severed head in her hands. Soldiers and visitors have also reported hearing the cries of tortured souls, ghostly apparitions of prisoners, and chilling cold spots that appear without explanation. Few places capture the mix of royal power and eternal suffering quite like the Tower of London. 2. Aokigahara Forest, Japan. At the foot of Mount Fuji lies one of the most unsettling places on Earth, Aokigahara, often called the Sea of Trees. Beneath its beautiful canopy lies a heavy silence that feels unnatural. Compasses spin wildly here, making it easy for travelers to lose their way. The forest has gained a dark reputation as one of the world's most notorious suicide sites, with countless souls choosing to end their lives within its dense woods. Locals speak of strange whispers drifting through the trees, of figures darting in the corner of one's vision, and of sudden overwhelming feelings of dread. Even seasoned explorers admit that Aokigahara carries a spiritual weight, an oppressive presence that seems to follow you deeper with every step. The forest is both mesmerizingly beautiful and terrifyingly tragic. 3. Eastern State Penitentiary, United States. Once hailed as a revolutionary prison system, Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia quickly became a nightmare for its inmates. Constructed in the early 19th century, it was one of the first to enforce complete solitary confinement. Prisoners were locked away for years, forbidden from speaking, seeing others, or even experiencing sunlight. This relentless isolation drove many to madness. Today, the crumbling cell blocks are silent, except for the echoes of the past. Visitors claim to hear disembodied voices, ghostly laughter, and the dragging of chains across stone floors. Dark shadows flit across doorways, and some even report being physically touched by unseen hands. The air inside feels thick, as though the agony of thousands of forgotten prisoners still lingers in every corner. 4. Château de Brissac, France. In the Loire Valley stands the majestic Château de Brissac, a castle with towering spires and a gruesome legend. Centuries ago, a woman known as the Green Lady was brutally murdered here by her jealous husband after an affair. Her restless spirit is said to wander the halls in a flowing green gown, her face twisted and ghastly, leaving those who see her paralyzed with fear. Guests of the castle have reported waking at night to find her standing silently at the foot of their bed, her hollow eyes staring into their souls. Though the castle is admired for its elegance and grandeur, beneath its beauty lies a haunting presence that reminds visitors of the brutality hidden within its past. 5. Poveglia Island, Italy. Located just off the Venetian coast, Poveglia Island is often described as one of the most cursed places in the world. During the plague, the island was used as a quarantine site, where tens of thousands of victims were sent to die. Later, it became the home of a psychiatric asylum, where patients endured horrific treatments and experiments. Today, the island is abandoned, yet the atmosphere remains suffocating. Fishermen refuse to sail near it, claiming they hear faint cries and anguished screams carried on the wind. Visitors who have stepped ashore describe feeling an overwhelming sense of despair, as though the ground itself remembers the suffering of the countless souls who perished there. Few dare to remain after sunset, and those who do often leave shaken to their core. 6. The Banff Springs Hotel, Canada, nestled within the picturesque Rocky Mountains. The Banff Springs Hotel is known both as a luxury resort and as one of Canada's most haunted sites. Among its many ghostly residents, one of the most famous is the bride, a young woman who tragically fell down a staircase on her wedding day. Guests have seen her drifting gracefully through the hotel, still wearing her wedding gown, her steps echoing faintly in the halls. Another well-known spirit is that of a friendly bellhop, Sam, who helps guests carry luggage only to vanish moments later. While the hotel is renowned for its elegance and natural beauty, its long-standing ghostly legends make it a chilling reminder that even in paradise, the past may never fully rest. 7. Edinburgh Castle, Scotland. Towering above the Scottish capital, Edinburgh Castle has stood for centuries as both a stronghold and a symbol of power. Yet behind its grand walls lies a history steeped in bloodshed and suffering. Countless prisoners were tortured in its dungeons. Soldiers were executed on its grounds, and battles raged outside its gates. Today, the castle is considered one of the most haunted places in Scotland. Tourists and staff alike have reported seeing ghostly apparitions of prisoners, soldiers, and even a headless drummer who beats his phantom drum before disaster strikes. One of the eeriest tales is that of a lone piper who centuries ago disappeared within the underground tunnels. His ghostly music is still said to echo faintly beneath the stone floors at night. 8. Bhangar Fort, India. Deep in Rajasthan lies Bhangar Fort, a site officially considered so haunted that the Indian government forbids entry after sunset. According to legend, a sorcerer once cursed the land after being spurned by a beautiful princess, condemning the entire city to ruin. Soon after, the fort was mysteriously abandoned, left in eerie silence. Today, visitors describe hearing chilling screams, ghostly figures moving through the ruins, and sudden bursts of cold air despite the desert heat. Locals refuse to go near the fort after dark, believing that the curse still lingers. Its crumbling walls, silent courtyards, and eerie stillness give the impression that the spirits of those doomed by the curse still walk the grounds. 9. The Myrtles Plantation, United States. In Louisiana sits the Myrtles Plantation, often called one of America's most haunted houses. The plantation's dark history is filled with tragedy, betrayal, and death. Built on what many believe to be Native American burial grounds, the house has seen murders, mysterious illnesses, and the presence of countless restless spirits. The most famous ghost is Chloe, a servant woman who was said to have poisoned the family after being mistreated. Her apparition, wearing a green turban, has been photographed and reported by guests. Others claim to hear children's laughter echoing through empty rooms, or see shadowy figures standing in doorways. The Myrtles is not just a beautiful southern home, it is a place where the weight of sorrow refuses to fade. 10. Leap Castle, Ireland. Leap Castle is often described as one of the most terrifying castles in the world. Its long history is stained with murder, betrayal, and torture. Once used by rival clans as both a fortress and a site of execution, the castle became infamous for its dungeon, known as the oubliette, where prisoners were thrown to die. One of the darkest entities said to inhabit Leap Castle is the Elemental, a spirit described as having a decayed, half-human face and accompanied by a foul stench of rotting flesh. Witnesses claim that encountering the Elemental brings overwhelming dread and even physical illness, combined with the restless spirits of clan leaders, priests, and countless victims. The castle radiates a darkness that leaves no visitor untouched. From haunted castles and cursed islands to forests filled with whispers and plantations steeped in tragedy, these locations remind us of something chilling, that the past never truly disappears. The stories of betrayal, suffering, and despair linger on, echoing through stone walls, drifting across abandoned fields, and pressing down in silent forests. Whether you believe in ghosts or dismiss them as legend, one thing is undeniable. The atmosphere of these places carries an energy that cannot be explained. They are not just ruins or relics of history. They are places where shadows walk, where silence has a voice, and where the line between the living and the dead grows impossibly thin. For more content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and share your thoughts in the comments.